For this project, what we're going to be doing is exploring the design principle of transparency by using geometric shapes in Gravit. We're also going to be playing around with different gradient settings. So here we go. In Gravit, what we're going to do is create a new document. We're going to go Instagram size, so 1080 by 1080. We'll go ahead and click Create. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit by holding Control and using my scroll wheel. And the first thing that I'm going to do is create a rectangle. There's no paint bucket fill in this program because remember, this is a vector graphics program. So I'm going to create a rectangle that is the size of my canvas. And then I'm going to introduce you to a new fill option. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click this color swatch right here, but instead of color fill, I'm going to do a linear gradient. And you'll see that that is the transition from one color to another. I'm going to change the position of this so that it is a vertical instead of horizontal gradient. And I'm going to hold the shift key to make sure that it's straight up and down like so. And I'm going to have my first color right here be sort of in the greenish family. So I'm going to click on it right here and find a cool funky green that I like. Maybe right in this area here. And then instead of black, I'm going to click on this area. I'm going to find sort of a navy bluish sort of color. Might be a little bit darker, not so purple. So I'm going to move it over here just a little bit and just sort of fine tune it till I get a color that I like. And let's see if this freezes. There you go, just give it a little bit of time. If you want to adjust it further, you can go back into here, click on the second color that you want to use, and I'm going to sort of slide it down here a little more navy. There we go. All right, so that's how you can create a gradient. Create an object, and then make sure that the fill swatch right here is set to linear gradient instead of color fill. All right, so for the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a triangle. And this is going to be sort of like a geometric abstract. So you just get to have some fun sort of moving shapes around. So I'm holding shift and I'm using the triangle shape tool. It's going to fill it with this sort of solid color right here. I'm going to use my eyedropper tool to sample a color from my project. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the transparency somewhere between 25 and 50%. And if I use my selection tool or pointer tool as we call it in this program, I can move it around. You're going to see that the semi-transparency is going to sort of inherit some of the color behind it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically duplicate the triangle. I'm doing that by holding the, I believe it would be the Alt key on your keyboard. And I'm just going to create a bunch of triangles. And you can see if you click and drag while holding Alt, it's going to duplicate them. The triangles that are up here, I'm going to change the fill color right here to sort of the navy color and set that to probably 50% right in there. Then use my pointer tool, and I'm just going to sort of move these triangles around and duplicate them a bunch to create sort of a cool effect. I'm going to have some of them overlap, and you're going to see that because the transparency is set to 25 or 50%, they're going to overlap in cool and interesting ways. And so now it's just about positioning these triangles and just having fun and having the layers interact with each other. And so by the time you're done, you'll end up with something that looks like this. This is one I did a little bit earlier. We'll go ahead and we'll save it, and then we're going to go to File, Export, and you'll submit it as a JPEG. That is the entirety of the project. Have fun, try to get it to be cool and interesting. Make sure that the colors that you choose represent you and the mood that you are going for.